Dubious ones, welcome back to the channel for some more WWE 2K25. Now today, we are talking about the partnership between WWE and TNA and what DLCs you would like to see for WWE 2K26. What would you like to see come from this partnership? As I think we're going to get one pack that is a TNA DLC pack. Could be wrong, but beyond just wrestlers, we see their roster here. Is there anything else other than roster members that you would like to see? Like their title belts, arenas, different, maybe a 6-sided ring. So these are things I want to talk about today, but let's start first with the roster. The obvious DLC that I think we're going to be getting will be, what roster members do you think are going to make the cut? For me, I think Joe Hendry, if we do get a TNA DLC, will be a no-brainer. Now, Masha Slamovich, not as familiar with her, not as big a name to me. I think we're getting Jordynne Grace. I think we get as part of this, even if she signs to WWE before 2K25 comes out. Like, say she shows up at the Royal Rumble. Excuse me. I do think that she'll be part of this pack. I think we get Jordynne Grace for sure. TNA X Division Champion, I could see Moose for sure making the cut. Now, this also opens the door for former roster members like the Hardy Boys and like, for instance, maybe a Nick Nemeth to come back as Dolph Ziggler. You could see them in the game. Maybe they're part of this TNA DLC. Maybe they're just part of the base roster because of this partnership. Who knows? Do I think we're going to get Spitfire? Probably not. Other roster members you could see we could see maybe a Brian Myers, but probably not because he's been in WWE games before. But maybe say like an Eddie Edwards. That would be interesting. We could maybe see Havoc. We could see definitely, like I said, the Hardy Boys. I think a Josh Alexander. It could be a prime suspect as well as a Jonathan Grisham. Obviously, Joe Hendry, I think, is going to be your guy for sure that we're getting. A Laredo Kid, that would be an interesting addition. We could see a Mike Santana, a little FU to AEW there, or you could see a Mustafa Ali coming back, a Nick Nemeth, obviously, coming back. Maybe we get a Nick and Ryan Nemeth. I don't think so, but it's possible. Santino Marella, you could definitely see. So there's quite a few people on the roster here that you could see in there. Now, do I think we get a Tessa Blanchard in the game with the recent controversy around her? Probably not. But could we see a Tommy Dreamer return? Again, would he necessarily have to be part of a TNA DLC? He would not. But that's where I think the lines are probably drawn. We might get a Zaya Brookside. I could see that. I definitely see the Hardy Boys. But again, would they be part of the TNA DLC? Or would they be in a separate one? Again, you could get them because of the license, because the contracts now, they could come back. But I definitely could see a Moose, Mustafa Ali. I could definitely see, your Joe Hendry for sure. I think will be mainly. I think Joe Hendry and Jordynne Grace are a lock if we get this DLC. But a Gail Kim, someone we have not seen in the WWE in a very long time, I could definitely see her making the cut. But comment down below who you think you would like to see if we get a TNA DLC. What roster members do you want to see get added to this DLC? Now, as far as title belts, all these titles look pretty good. I'm actually I don't mind these TNA title belts at all. And I would like to see some of the titles come. I understand the creative title is there. Creative Championship is in the game. And the belts look great. But TNA has had some interesting belts over its time. And if we get a Jeff Hardy, in the DLC, Jeff Hardy's TNA title belt was very, very interesting. Very, very unique design that he had created. You could see like the faceplate there. Very interesting. And look, it says championship title belts, replica belts. I wouldn't be surprised if you got like something like that or something a little bit more. The X Division title here looks really, really pretty. So they have had, and this older TNA Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, I actually did like this belt. I didn't mind it. So I wouldn't mind seeing maybe a few of the older belts make it into the game. This TNA title belt, this one, really cool. This was more like the AJ Styles era of belts. I would love to see that make it into the game. Obviously, again, Community Creations, Creative Championship is there. So, regardless, you can still find these belts online. So it's not the biggest deal in the world. But it would be cool to see some of these, you know, like the main event Mafia type Legends belt that they had. Those kinds of things would be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing some of those belts if we do get a TNA DLC to have something other than just the wrestlers. As far as arenas go, I'm not crazy about any specific arena for any pay-per-view. The big thing that they could bring in for me would be like the 6-sided ring, because it gives you a different kind of gameplay. But I think that's probably asking too much of 2K in their short development windows for something like that, because it would change the gameplay and the mechanics of the game. I feel maybe a little bit too much. So I don't know if this year round we'd get that 6-sided ring, even though I personally think it would be fantastic. And now I didn't even know Fandango, JDC here. I didn't even realize he was in TNA. But like characters like that, you could see. Or a Frankie Kazarian make his first appearance in a WWE game. So let me know, again, in the comments down below, what do you think we're going to get with this? Because I think with this partnership, I think it makes sense that we get just one DLC pack that has some TNA superstars, some TNA flavor in it. And even if that means it's just going to be Joe Hendry, Moose, you know, basically their champions, maybe get the Hardys and Jordan Grace, and then maybe because Masha Slamovich, I don't know if she'd make it in. I think Jordan Grace is the bigger name. I also think she's WWE bound. But I could see definitely, like, you know, you get 4, that would give you 5 characters. That's a normal DLC size. So I could see you just getting, say, a Joe Hendry, Moose, Hardys, and a Jordan Grace as your TNA DLC. And I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world. But there are a number of names here. Who would you like guys to see? For me, I think it's just cool. It's fun when wrestling promotions play together. It just makes for the games to be better off. Is there any specific arenas, if we're forgetting the 6-sided ring? Is there any specific arena? Now, I don't think we'd get a match type. I don't think we'd get a TNA exclusive match type, but like an Ultimate X or something. But is there any specific arenas or pay-per-views you would like to see them include? Again, don't know if we'd get it, but if there's something, even if it's just, you know, the Impact Arena, the Impact Zone, I think it'd still be a kind of cool, little different flavor in the WWE games versus the usual stuff we get. But anyways, I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Wasn't meant to be a long one or anything. I just was on my mind thinking about, you know, I really do think we'll probably get a TNA DLC with some characters in the game. And I think to add a little flavor to it, bringing something as simple as the title belts and maybe one arena with them, I think would make it to be a little bit more of a unique DLC. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Dubious Ones, I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure you follow me on X at MrDubs86 so you never miss a video. And until the next one, Dubious Ones, I appreciate y'all for watching. Until the next one, deuces.
Make way for